Subcommittee Chair Bonamici, Ranking Member Cormier, and members of the subcommittee. Thank you for inviting me here today to testify before you. My name is David Baker. I'm a proud Youth Advocacy Council member with the National Network for Youth and a support specialist with the YMCA Youth and Family Services Department in San Diego, California. I came here from San Diego to demonstrate the potential of opportunity youth when given the tools and resources. And to express the value and absolute necessity of federal programs like the Runaway and Homeless Youth Act. I come from a background of intergenerational homelessness, which means my mother was born into homelessness and her mother was also born into homelessness. So access to stable housing was something that my family has never known. The trauma that my mother incurred from her childhood led her to cope with alcohol and drug use. Unfortunately, it seemed there was no place for my mother to address her trauma. The shelter would kick us out for bed rotation at 7 a.m., and it seemed the liquor stores were open by 9. So I would go into school knowing that by the time I got out, my support system would be broken. Due to a lack of resources in our area, housing, financial, and food insecurity plagued my family until at about 16 years old, I understood that there just weren't enough to meet my basic needs, and I ran away. Instead of being a burden to my struggling mother, and this is an extremely common occurrence amongst youth where their living conditions are so bad that they see the streets as a place of opportunity. But what I found in the street was the opposite of opportunity. I found the threat of imprisonment, the threat of trafficking, and the threat of death. Years went by with no diversion opportunities or support offered to me, and I found myself couch surfing as a freshman in college. After hurdling the barriers to receive financial aid as a homeless student, I bought an old car, and that became my home. The back seat was my bedroom, the front seat was my kitchen, and the San Diego County Sheriff was my alarm clock, waking me up every morning to remind me that my safe place was temporary.